Hi, welcome to Yoga in Practice. My name is Stacey and I will be your teacher. Close your eyes and enjoy your breath for a moment. In today's class, we will learn the principles of how to create a stable foundation with your hands and your feet. Just like the foundation of a house, the foundation of each pose needs to be balanced and evenly grounded to provide a strong support for the rest of your body. Creating this support in the body cultivates a sense of inner strength and delight. We will learn to align the basic poses of Downward Dog and Warrior One, starting with this foundation. Begin by simply noticing your seat and your posture. Allow gravity to weight you down. Let yourself slump and just notice how that feels. Now, sit up tall on your sit bones and notice the distinct difference. The foundation of every pose creates support and helps you with your posture and your breathing. Please open your eyes. Today, we have joining us Carl Ann and Jofi. So please come to your hands and knees for table pose so we can begin. Place your hands shoulder distance apart. Look down at the crease of your wrists. This crease needs to be straight so the two bones of your forearms are parallel. Spread your fingers wide and full, but not too wide. And press down with a firm grip so that your fingertips and the bottom knuckles of your fingers stay grounded on your mat. Maintain this foundation. Take another breath, and then on the exhale, just settle and soften your skin. On your inhale, please lift your chin and gently lift the tailbone as well. Exhale and round in. As you inhale, follow the breath, looking up and sweeping the tailbone high, and then exhale and round. Inhale, look up. Exhale, round again, just rhythmically working through your spine, warming up your back. Inhale, look up one final time and hold here, keeping your tailbone raised. On your inhale, lift your knees off the mat and stretch back into downward facing dog. Stretch out through your hands. As you push your hands forward into the mat, it creates leverage so you feel a lifting of the hips and an anchoring back through your legs. Keep your hands well grounded and make sure that your foundation didn't move. Once the foundation of a pose is set, it's set. You keep it there. On your exhale, bring your knees to the floor. Come back into table position. From table, look at the hands, shoulder distance. On your inhale, look up and arch through your back. Exhale and round. Inhale, look up. And exhale, round. Inhale, look up. And taking downward dog once again, stretch up and extend back through your legs and down through your feet. The foundation of any pose is defined as what's touching your mat. So here we have the hands and the feet. Every foundation has 4 points of contact in order. In your hands, it's the mound of the index finger and the thumb. And from the base of your thumb across to your little finger. And from the little finger to the outer heel of the hand. Make sure all 4 of these points are evenly grounded and your fingertips are working. On your exhale, lower your knees back to the floor. Spread your knees a little bit wider and sweep your feet together, flatten the tops of the feet. Exhale and sit back into child's pose and just rest for a moment. Lower your forehead to the mat. If your forehead doesn't touch easily, then just cross your forearms and let your head rest upon the arms that way. Simply enjoy your breath. Child's pose is a nice way to come back to the intention of your practice, why you're doing it. With your inhale, come back into table position. Plant the hands. Look at the wrists, the index fingers. Feel the 4 points of your hands evenly and balanced, grounded. Inhale, look up. And take downward dog one more time. Stretch back. In this downward dog, what I want you to notice is the length of your stance, which is also part of the foundation, that you have enough distance from your hands to your toes. So to challenge yourself or to see how this may feel, walk your feet in a couple of inches. This stance is actually too short, and what it causes is a bunching up here across your lower back. Now, by contrast, walk your feet back much further, like too far, and you feel that you're holding on for your dear life. So now walk your feet in just enough that you feel a balance point between your hands and your feet. Root the hands, stretch up and back through your hips, and anchor down through the foundation of your feet. Look forward to the front of your mat. And then inhale and walk all the way up to a standing forward fold, Uttanasana. Looking down at your feet, line up your feet beneath your sit bones. You can put blocks under your hands if you wish. Spread your toes. Line your feet up parallel. Parallel in the feet is defined as the middle of your kneecap down to the middle of your ankle. And from the midpoint of your ankle, a straight line down to the bottom of your second toe. So it's the middle of each foot that you line up parallel with each other. On your inhale, lift halfway forward and stretch out. Bring your hands up to your hips. Lift your shoulders onto your back. Inhale and rise up to mountain pose, Tadasana. Release your arms down. Inhale, lift your arms overhead. And as you raise your arms up, feel the strength of your body, the strength of the foundation, and what that does to the rest of your body, your posture, how it opens room for your breath. Allow gravity to help you here. On your exhale, sweep forward, bringing your hands back down, either to the mat, to the top of some blocks, or even to the front of your shin bones. Inhale, lift out halfway and extend long. Exhale and fold. Inhale, look up, exhale, fold. Inhale, look up, exhale, and fold. Stay here in your forward fold. Spread your toes, connect down. Step back with your left leg now. First thing, just check the foundation of your front foot and see that it's still straight, parallel. On your exhale, please bring your back knee to the mat. Pause. You could also put your hands up on blocks here to lift the floor up to you. Keep your legs strong and make the muscles of your legs engage, but also extend out through the spine, through the top of your head. Inhale, raise the back knee and step forward. Change your legs. Please step back with your right leg. Lower the knee. Keep your hands on the mat and just feel. And again, your hands can come up higher if you'd like. Just checking the foundation. And the foundation here is also your back knee. So make sure your back knee feels comfortable. If it does not, you can put some blanket or some cushioning under that knee. Inhale, lift the back leg up and step forward to the front of your mat. Line up your feet beneath your sit bones, feet parallel. On your exhale, fold deeply down the front of your legs. Inhale, lift halfway forward, extend out. And bend your knees this time, sweeping your hands in front of you into a squat. Feeling that the foundation hasn't moved at all. It never wavers. Inhale, rise up to standing, stretch up to the ceiling, open the chest. Exhale, bend forward. Inhale, lift halfway. Squat as you exhale. Inhale, stand up. Exhale, bow forward. Inhale, halfway. Exhale and squat. Inhale, rise up to standing. Lower your hands, exhale. Feel your feet. Just like the hands, your feet also have 4 points of contact. The mounds of the big toes push down first, the inner heels. From the inner heels, spread across to you the mound of your little toe and anchor through the outer heel. Have an even distribution of weight. Relax into the foundation, again, allowing gravity to help you. Inhale, lift your arms up. Exhale, bow forward, Uttanasana. Step back with your left leg. Come into a lunge again. And this can be done kneeling as well. Step back to downward facing dog. Hold your down dog, but don't hold your breath. Remember the breath first, always primary, just that simple awareness technique. And then let your foundation be a reflection of what your intention may be for today's practice, that it's steady, it's well placed, and you're mindful. Walk forward now all the way up into Uttanasana. Bow over. Take a breath. Bring your hands next to your feet and then step your right leg back into the lunge this time. Enjoy your breath. Plant your hands and step back into downward dog. Enjoy the breath. Let it be nice and full, relaxed and easy. Now, coming back to the distance of your pose, inhale to plank pose. Plank pose is as it sounds. It's supposed to be like a board. You don't want your hips to sink down or to rise up too high. Your shoulders are right above the wrists. This pose gives you a good idea of how long your downward dog should be. So shift back into downward dog again. Stretch up and extend through the hips and down through your feet. Inhale, come forward to plank pose. Exhale to downward dog. Inhale, plank. Exhale, downward dog. And one more time, come forward to plank pose. Feel the foundation. And then exhale, go back into downward facing dog. Hold your downward dog for just a moment. Reach back through your heels, and this time, lift your toes off the mat. It may seem like a crazy thing to do, but what it teaches you is how the foundation engages the muscles of your legs in this pose. Lay the toes down, but keep that strength. Now inhale and walk forward slowly all the way up to the front of your mat. Back to a standing forward fold. Inhale, lift halfway out. Bring your hands up onto your hip bones, lift your shoulders to your back. Inhale, rise to standing. Exhale, release the arms. Inhale, raise your arms overhead. This is called Urdhva Hastasana, stretching fully. Exhale, fold forward. Uttanasana. Step back with your left leg. And again, this can be done kneeling if you wish. Raise your arms up over your shoulders, and this is called Crescent lunge. It's a modification of the traditional warrior one. This is harder to balance, but what it does is it keeps your hips parallel with each other, therefore keeping your lower back nice and safe. On your exhale, take your hands down to the floor. Enjoy your breath. Inhale, step forward to Uttanasana. Second side. Take your right foot back. Check the foundation, the length of your stance. Again, this can be done kneeling. Engage your muscles. Inhale, lift your arms, stretch up. Coming to crescent lunge. Be aware of the foundation and then how that affects the balance of your hips. From your hips, extend up and just delight, really truly enjoy what you're doing in this moment. On your exhale, sweep your hands back to your mat. Pause, breathe, then downward dog. Step back. Take a breath and soften your face. Keep your arms and legs strong from the foundation of your pose. Inhale, plank pose. If you need to wiggle your feet back a little further, please go ahead and do that. And then exhale, go back into downward facing dog. Stretch back. Inhale, walk forward all the way up to the front of your mat. Uttanasana. Again, realign your feet. Your hands can be on blocks here if you want, the legs. We're going to go into warrior one now. Virabhadrasana is the Sanskrit name. So keeping your right foot planted without wavering, please step back with your left foot and spin the heel down. This time with the heel down, you have more of a foundation, but what it can do is it can twist your hips. So just like in our crescent lunge, try to keep your hips parallel with one another. Check that your front knee is over your ankle. Now sweep your arms out in front of you, parallel to the floor, and clasp your hands. This just gives you a little bit more focus. Stretch your arms out, look out to the index finger. Now, keeping your feet grounded, your hips as parallel as you can bring them, inhale and lift your arms. You can look up at your hands if you wish, or just look straight ahead if you need some more balance. The hardest thing about this pose is keeping your hips parallel. On your exhale, slowly bring your hands down to the mat. Oh, take a breath. Step forward. Fold over, settle. Let's do the second side. Take your right foot backward. Spin the heel down. Now, if you're less flexible in your hips, it is fine to move the back foot a little wider. This helps you to keep your hips squared with each other. Enjoy your breath here, knee over the ankle. Take that right hip, turn it forward, but remain grounded through your right foot. Sweep your arms out in front of you. Extend. Reaching out through your arms, push back into your right foot. Even feel the right little toe remaining grounded. Inhale, lift your arms up, but stay in your lunge. So the lower body hasn't wavered at all. Spin your hips around, draw up through the spine, reach up through your hands, and then exhale, take your hands back to your mat. Step back to downward dog, extend. Come back to the awareness of your breath and the foundation. Enjoy your breath. On your exhale, lower your knees, table pose, and then table pose back to child's pose. Let your head rest. You could always cross your forearms or put a block under your head. And then you just simply delight in the breath, feeling grounded not only through the feet and knees, but feeling a weightiness here in your hips. Enjoy that breath. Soften. Relax your hands. And then inhale, rise up slowly to seated. Come back into a cross-leg pose so that your lower shins are crossed in front of each other, and notice which foot you have in front at this point. This pose is called Sukhasana in Sanskrit, and the word sukha means nectar, easy pose. So sit up nice and tall and feel the foundation of your pelvis. Make sure it feels balanced so that you're not rolling back or slumping down, but nor are you pushed too far forward. There's just an evenness in the pose, a grounded quality. Let's take our left hand, put it over onto your right kneecap. Reach your right hand behind you. Stay on the fingertips. Now lift up, creating length through your spine, but rooting down through the feet, the legs, the hips. Now on your exhale, turn slowly, slowly to the right. Let your head be the very last thing that you turn. And as you look over your right shoulder, relax the gaze. You could send your gaze down more to the tops of your cheeks. You could actually even close your eyes. I don't often encourage you to close your eyes in a practice, but sometimes when we do, it just helps us to have a deeper inner experience, more of that inner delight that the practice can bring to us. Take a deep breath. Exhale, soften. Inhale, spin around to center. Let's do the second side. Take your right hand over to your left knee. Reach around with your left hand. Root the foundation. Stay balanced. And then slowly from your lower abdomen first, through the rib cage, the chest, finally up through the shoulders, the neck, and the head, turn. Take a breath and let gravity just settle you. Not just physically settle you, but let yourself be more in the moment, more present. When our foundation is solid, everything above it will be better aligned. Take a deep breath in. Release it all the way. Inhale, spin around to center, and pause. Keep your legs as they are, and let's walk your hands out in front of you. Putting your hands out in front of you, almost like a downward dog, you use your hands as leverage as you push them down and forward to feel more anchored and rooted into your hips. Notice the nice stretch of your lower spine that this pose gives. Please relax your head down so that your neck remains in line with the rest of your back. Soften your face, expand the breath like you would in child's pose. On your inhale, walk the hands back up and in. And lift your knees and plant your feet. Once your feet are planted, pause, grab the backs of your legs. Holding tight to your legs, you're going to help yourself down, rolling your spine down onto the floor, one vertebrae at a time. When you reach the floor, please extend your legs out onto your mat and sweep your arms over your head. And just take a nice breath here, stretching your body. This is like doing mountain pose in Reclined. When we lie down, the floor gives us a lot of feedback to what we're doing in our backs. Sweep your arms back down. And then bend your right knee only and hug that right knee up into your chest. Keep your feet active like Carl Ann is showing. Not just the foot you're holding on to, but the foot that you've probably lost attention from. Now you're just stretching your legs out, trying to get a longer extension of this bottom leg, this long leg. And then exhale, release the right foot to the floor. Take a breath. Inhale, pull the left knee up. Hold on gently and draw that knee lovingly up to your heart. I like these poses that we do on the ground because with the floor giving us feedback, we can feel how our breath is deep. We can feel that nice stretch of our lower back muscles. Slide that leg back out onto the floor. Sweep your arms over your head. Inhale, extend. Take a deep breath. Inhale. And exhale. Bend both knees. Plant your feet. With your feet planted, open your arms out to the side and roll your shoulders back with your palms open. Now we're just going to lift our hips up and over to the right side of the mat. So you've made this little shift of your pelvis. Please cross your right knee over your left knee. On your exhale, lower your knees to the side. Keep your foundation settled, which is across the shoulders this time. Sophia is showing a more advanced modification here where her bottom ankles are also crossed. Make sure you keep a nice long extension through your spine. Enjoy the breath in the back of your body. On your next inhale, lift the knees back up to center. These rotations at the end of our practice are nice. They give our spine an opportunity to turn in a different way. Inhale, bring your knees back up to center. Uncross, shift, pause. Then shift your hips over to the left. Cross your left leg. Hug in. Keep your legs strong. Lower your knees to the side. Now in any rotation, one part moves, another part doesn't. So the foundation of this pose is considered your shoulders. So it's the shoulder that you turn from, the arm that you turn from that needs to stay grounded. Enjoy your breath. Breathe into your back. Lengthen your spine. Soften. Expand the breath into the back of your body. On your inhale, bring your knees back up to center and uncross the legs. Draw both knees into your chest. And then slipping your hands behind your knees, stretch your feet up to the sky. And just wiggle your toes. Feel the delight of your feet. And now I'd like you to flex your ankles, which means extend up through your heels. Spread your toes wide like they were when you were standing on them. And feel the 4 points of your feet. The mound of the big toe, the inner heel. The inner heel to the little toe to the outer heel. Hug your knees back down into your chest. Take a deep breath. Extend your legs one at a time. Taking your right leg out onto the floor and shake it. Take your left leg out onto the floor and shake it. Open your feet about as wide as your mat is, or at least a little wider than your hips. Open your palms again and roll your shoulders back and just make sure you feel comfortable. So if there's one part of your body that's drawing your attention, make a subtle shift there. Close your eyes. Soften your face and let your eyes feel heavy, going back to the root of your head. In a home practice, we often forsake this particular pose, Shavasana. It's important to let your practice assimilate right here. Please stay in this pose for as long as your day may allow. Keep your eyes closed. The purpose of life is to live it, to taste experience to its utmost, to reach out eagerly and without fear for a newer and a richer experience. Thank you for practicing with us today. Namaste.